Hey, Nick.
Yo, Brett.
How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on, man?
Good. What's up?
My guy. How are you?
Good. We're just we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
You want to be on it?
What do you mean? Of course I want to be on it. What are you talking about? You sit down?
So let's go. Let's do it.
My man.
Welcome to the In Your Home podcast. I'm your host, Brett Rosenthal. This podcast is about real people and real homes in Philadelphia and other cities near you. As a realtor in Philadelphia, I get to see all types of homes and meet all kinds of people, and I want to share these experiences with everybody. Tons of unique homes and some amazing people is what you will hear and see. If you like what you hear, follow us on your favorite streaming platform. Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Brett Rosenthal. Once again, we are back for another episode of the In Your Home podcast, where we will talk about real estate and a lot of things that have nothing to do with real estate. Today we have Nick Maccini on the show. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself.
Hey, well, Brett, first off, thank you for having me. My name is Nick Maccini. I've been wholesaling real estate since 2020. I do roughly 3 to 5 deals a month every month. I'm mainly in the tired landlord game for the most part, but I do a little bit of land also. I've done a decent amount of land deals, but wholesaling, and I do coaching calls with people to help put them on wholesaling.
Okay. How do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I think it's super funny that anyone would do anything else. That's the greatest racket in the world.
And how long have you been doing that?
Since 2020.
Hey, you said that.
Yeah, I was unemployed in 2020. I was a financial advisor. I got laid off during the pandemic thing. So I spent the year kind of trying to figure out what the heck to do. I was applying to all these sales jobs. And like, yeah, I'll give you 70 grand. You spend all your time away from your family. It was basically what I was being offered. You work like 60, 80 hours a week, you get paid like 80 grand, 100 grand. I thought that was crazy, so I didn't take any of these jobs. I found out about wholesaling on YouTube.
Okay.
I looked it up on YouTube. I taught myself how to do it. I did my first wholesale deal for like $2,700.
Okay.
It was the spread, and I split that with another guy.
Okay.
So I made nothing, but it was the best check I ever made in my life. It was a wrap. I knew I would never get a job after that.
Okay. So can you give everybody, because like some people don't even know, give me an explanation of what wholesaling is.
Yeah, all right, so this is what I do. I get properties under contract to purchase, right? Like I'm gonna go purchase them. And now I have a piece of paper. I have an asset. I created an asset. So now what I go do is I go sell that paper. So I have a deal right now. I have it under contract with a seller at $45,000.
Okay.
I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna find somebody that'll take over my contract with the seller for 45, and they're gonna give me a 10 grand assignment fee on top of that. They're gonna give me 10 grand for my contract. So I don't flip houses, I flip the paper.
Okay. And then they either move into it or sell it?
No, these are all investors. So they'll either buy it and hold it as a rental property, or they will flip it.
Okay. Is it hard to find someone, or is it not?
What do you mean?
Like, so once you have the paper and you have to flip it.
Like once I have the deal?
Yeah.
If you have trouble getting rid of the deal, you didn't have a deal, my brother. If you have a deal, the hungry hyenas will come to you, Brett. I promise you that.
So has there ever been a situation where you couldn't get rid of it, I guess, is what I'm saying?
Heck yeah, I got to call a guy today. I'm going to lose 2 grand today. I promise you. Well, maybe not. He may work with me, but sometimes you don't find somebody.
So if you don't find someone, you just pay what the deposit or whatever you put down?
Yeah, and sometimes you don't put a deposit. Usually you have like a 5-day period.
Okay.
Like a 5-day due diligence period. If it's a deal, you're going to sell it within those 5
days anyway.
You know, I got this one property right now that on paper just made so much sense, and the guy needed a deposit immediately in order for me to beat out the other person that wanted it. All right, here, bam, take the 2 grand. So I put the 2 grand down just like the first day.
Okay.
Everyone likes the house. Everyone hates the block. So I gotta call this guy today and tell him, you know.
Got it.
But sometimes you don't sell, but that's leakage. Every business has leakage, you know.
Yep. So, are you from Philadelphia originally?
I'm from Providence, Rhode Island originally. I moved here in 2011.
Okay.
I wrestled for Drexel University, and as soon as I touched down in Philly, it was a wrap. I knew I wasn't leaving, Brad. I'll tell you that much. I love it here.
What was Providence, Rhode Island like?
It's a much smaller version of Philly.
So
But a cool area, definitely a cool area.
Yeah. Were you like in the city or like
No, I was like
areas?
15 minutes outside of the city.
Okay. Did you know anyone in Philadelphia before you moved?
No, the guys I met on my recruitment trip,
team.
and then and just the people through the wrestling team. That was it.
Okay. So since you've lived in Philly, what sections of Philly have you lived in?
University City, Fairmount. I think everyone has lived in Fairmount.
I've lived there.
Of course you have. Right? Well, look at this guy.
Briefly, but I lived there.
Yes, I've lived in University City. I've lived in Fairmount. I've lived in Old City, and I've lived in Northern Liberties. And Northern Liberties is the best neighborhood in the city, I think, in my opinion.
Okay. So why do you like Northern Liberties better than all the others?
Fairmount, they have an event over there like every weekend, and you get landlocked and trapped in there every weekend, and it's a little bit annoying. I love Northern Liberties because we were talking about it the other day. We're right between two different groceries. I don't have to leave 2 blocks from my apartment.
It's true.
I'm a homebody, so I get to stay here. There's everything here. Everywhere else you live, you got to leave.
That is true. There's tons of stuff to do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you love Northern Liberties, but my next question was going to be, if you didn't live in Northern Liberties and you had to stay in Philadelphia, what would be your second selection of where to live?
My second selection.
Or outside the city?
Yeah. You know what? I would either live here. Man, I'd live here, or I don't know. Maybe I would consider living in Old City again. But then I got no pool, so what am I gonna do? I can't do that.
So you mentioned the pool here, which I know everybody loves. How long have you lived in this complex?
I've lived here since 2018, right in the end of 2018.
Okay. And how much do you pay in rent?
I have the best deal in the city. I do. I have the best deal in the city. I can't believe they don't charge me more. I pay $2,200 a month,
Okay.
or like $2,250. It doesn't matter. We're talking about $50. I got a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom. I got all these amenities. What the heck? Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it's the best deal in the city.
Yeah. So you always hear people complain about like the rent here specifically, and as a realtor, I show people all kinds of rentals, and everything's $2,000 or up. So you're talking about like a very small amount to get all these amenities that you don't get elsewhere.
Exactly.
So it kind of frustrates me sometimes. Yeah, it's expensive, but like it's cheaper than like any other city, and
100%.
you're barely paying more than you are in certain other buildings that give you nothing.
100%.
Yeah. So
If
I
you
like
were to live in a different neighborhood of the city, where would you live?
That's a good question. So before I came here, I was going to live in Rittenhouse Square, and because my office is near there, and I decided not to. I think that would get like boring, and like the same thing. There's really no like major grocery stores and stuff like, and there's like traffic, and not that there's not traffic here, but it's more of like I feel like it's more like a novelty to live there for a brief amount of time, where I wouldn't want to long-term live there.
Where are you gonna live? The Dorchester? You're not 80 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Not
What are you
yet.
talking about?
Not yet. No, so maybe Old City also. I lived in Fairmount. I agree with you. Also, the parking was horrible there.
It could be worse in South Philly, really.
Yes, I never lived there, but the parking's bad there from just driving to appointments and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe Old City. I do like that area, but I don't think I'm moving for a while.
No.
Yeah, I don't think I'm moving.
Same.
Yeah. So, okay, so if you didn't live in Philadelphia, though, is there anywhere else in the country or the world you would choose to live in?
A farm in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Really?
Yeah, or you know what? I love Miami. I could see myself living in Miami at one point, or maybe even somewhere in Texas. Definitely down south. Definitely down south.
Okay.
What about you?
Everybody asks me this. First of all, everybody says Miami lately. And I tell everybody, I know people that lived in Miami. They live there for like a year or two, and then they like leave for some reason, because it's probably like just they get sick of the heat, or I don't know, or it's just too much. I don't know, somewhere out west. I like California. So I'd say there. That's probably where we go. I don't love the South too much. I've been in Texas, though. Texas isn't bad, but I wouldn't want to live there long term. I think I'd want like a bunch of short moves, but I actually like living here and like just like traveling, like all different places.
100%.
So, but at some point I probably will try something different.
I get that. I'm such a Philly bull. I couldn't imagine living anywhere
For a while, yeah. So when you're not wholesaling houses, what do you do for fun or to occupy your time?
I'll tell you what, wholesaling is my favorite thing to do. If my last day on earth, all I want to do, I want to find a deal and lock it up. I want to do jujitsu.
Okay.
Want to go to the pool. Want to hang out with my lady. Want to see my kid, and then bam, take me away. You know.
Okay.
So the only things that I find enjoyment in are I like jujitsu, and I love finding deals. It's like my hobby more than anything that I just like made into a business.
So where do you do jiu-jitsu?
Just down the road over, just down there, like a couple blocks away, and a little bit more than a couple blocks. Daniel Gracie jiu-jitsu.
Okay. How often do you go?
Like 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of gyms around here that I kind of bounce around at, but that's my home gym. Yeah?
Okay.
But I do it most days out of the week, man. I would do it every day, but I got a lot of miles on this body, Brad.
Takes a lot off.
I'll get hurt, you know? But if I do 4 or 5 jiu-jitsus a week,
that's good.
My mind stays sharp.
Okay. I've never done it, so I don't know. But,
yeah.
But I heard it's good.
What do you do for fun?
I've boxed here and there. I used to kind of do it like on the side, like amateur. And I actually want to do it like one more time in my life, like an actual real fight, maybe against like another realtor or something. Like,
man.
That just sounds fun.
We could put that on. No, we can put that on. We'll sell a ton of tickets. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I work out. I actually work out like twice a day. It's just the same thing. It's more like a mind thing than a body thing. I play hockey here and there. I love the beach, so I do get out of the city decent amount of times. I like to travel. But yeah, I do real estate like you, like a lot. Even when I'm like doing other things, it's like
it's hard.
It's constant. Yeah, and like I have a team of real estate agents, so it's like when I'm not helping myself, I'm helping them, and I actually like doing it. So it keeps me busy.
That's why you have a business, and that's why you're a team lead, because you enjoy that's your little passion project type of thing.
Yep. So what else can I ask? How much do you think you spend a month living in Philadelphia on everything, not work related?
Not work related?
Well, I guess not.
I live so simple, man. I probably not that much. I eat super crazy, like, and by eat super crazy, I mean like I only eat like locally raised things, like super earthy crunchy, no seed oils, nothing like this.
Okay.
So like that's expensive. So probably my grocery bill is what I spend the most amount of money on, a couple grand a month.
Okay. So the grocery bill, the rent. Do you have a car? Do you drive in Philly?
Yeah, I got a car, but I only have a car because of work.
Okay.
So, what is that? It's like $500 a month plus insurance. So.
Okay.
My biggest expense here is my grocery bill. Not just because I'm a freak, man. That's why I got to move to a farm one day.
Yeah. Wait, so do you park here? Or do you park on the street? Any issues ever?
You know, I would love to get a parking spot, but the wait list is so long. I park on the sidewalk. I get 1 ticket a week for $50. It's the same price. I don't go.
But never had like your car damaged or anything like that?
I live in Philly, man. Someone's going to damage it anyway. You can't live like this. I don't live in fear.
You can't live in fear. Yeah, I've never done that.
What about you? You have a park? You tell me.
So I do park here. Yeah. So there's a wait list now for?
Well, near me, I can get in over here, but now I'm paying what?
More money.
$300
$325.
I'd rather pay $400 in tickets. No, I don't care. I'd rather pay $400 in tickets and park right underneath my door than pay $300 scheduled and have to walk 2 blocks. What am I doing?
I agree.
I'll pay an extra $70.
You'll take the risk.
It's not a risk. I know what my bill is going to be. I've been paying these tickets for a minute.
It's always one a week?
Sometimes it's 2 a week. But, but I also managed, there was 2 years I didn't get a single ticket, and I parked there every day. So I'm so in the green right now.
Yeah.
My lady hates it when I talk about this because she says I'm going to jinx us.
They're going to be there every day now. What else did I want to ask you? So I think I found you, or you might have found me, but I always see your videos, and you're like trademark to me, or at least what I always remember is you're always doing them like in your robe.
Yeah.
So tell me how that started and why that happens.
Yeah, well, my whole little lifestyle, my whole little brand, and my whole little lifestyle, man, I am I guess I'm a simple person in a way. I only want to be inside with my lady. I don't care. I want to be inside with my lady, and I get my kid a couple days a week, and I want to be with my family. I don't care about running around, being outside. Like, I don't believe in trading my time for money. I like the idea of just being home in my robe, being comfortable. And it's good to have a little gimmick, but it's just my real life. I'll spend them until 11, 12, just working in my robe. I wake up, as soon as I wake up, I look at my phones, and I've got a bunch of action going on. If I wake up at 7, I've got an hour's worth of action that people were hitting me up on. Mm-hmm. So I don't change out of my robe. I sit there, I make my coffee, do my dials, So I figured, let me just start filming it.
No, I like it because it's like real, and like so many of these like real estate agents and just realtor videos are like super staged, and like I liked yours because they just seem real. Yeah.
Thank you very much. My lady is kind of like my my marketing person.
She does good.
You should do this because this is all you do anyway, Nick. Yeah.
Well, I get so I made this podcast, and nobody knows why I made the podcast, but the real reason is that when you make a podcast, it's not so much for the podcast. I'm not planning on the podcast to like boom and take off. It's more that you start appearing on the search engines like higher and higher and higher. And when someone goes to search for a Philadelphia real estate agent, I now pop up.
It's so smart. I saw you because Piazza reposted you. And I saw a realtor, and I said, "Oh, there's a realtor, I know 1 or 2 other realtors that. Oh, cool. Let me follow this guy." And then I looked, oh man, my man Brett is making you're actually making some content. There's no Philly real estate people out there making content. There's so few that anyone who's doing it stands out.
Right. And then also, as an example, so my brother makes fun of me. He's saying, what does it have to do with real estate when I'm talking about, Philadelphia restaurants? And it has nothing to do with real estate, but if someone Googles realtor talks about restaurants, it just starts popping up higher. So in the next 2 years, tell me some things you want to do both professionally and like in life.
Okay, yeah. So within the next 2 years, I would like to be at about like a 7 to 10 deal a month clip, with it being a whole team of callers behind me, with maybe 1-2 people managing the callers, and then me just managing those 1-2 people.
Okay.
That's like a long-term goal for me. It's also, and then also working in some flips as well. Okay. But like 10 deals a month total, including some flips and some buy and holds.
Okay.
As far as like lifestyle wise, I'd like to spend at least 1 month a year living somewhere else just for the whole month.
Okay. Anywhere specific, or just different?
We're gonna start this year. My lady, her family's got a beach house over in Ocean City. Okay. So it's just super simple. So we can live there for a month. But I would like to.
That's the summer? You doing it?
Nah, I'm not gonna do it during the summer. I'll do it during the fall.
Okay.
I like to be away from people. I don't go to the pool on the weekends. I only go during the week. I like to be more of a,
Yeah.
I'm crazy. What about you? What's your next 2 years?
So business-wise, I basically want to take the team I have, which is like 8 people and myself, and of which I'd say 5 of them are like consistently producing, and try to maybe expand that to like 5 more.
Yeah.
I like doing that, and I think it's like starting to work. So I want to do that, and my team, or what used to be just me, we're always like one of the top producers as far as like units sold.
Yeah. Oh, well, congrats.
Thank you. But now I'm trying to like break it up so the whole team's doing it and like grow that. So hopefully that'll happen. The mortgage rates probably didn't help, but we're still kind of doing well. And the rental market has like exploded. So
I'm sure.
That's good. Personally, I guess I'm in Philly for a little while, and I like it. So I'm happy where I am. I want to travel a lot. And like, yeah, I'm pretty simple also. Like I just want to travel and like go other places and continue to work. It's fun for me. So
I get that.
Yeah.
For me, and we were saying a little bit before, so I'm in the process of building a team right now. For a while, in wholesaling, there's a couple of different stages that you go in. One is like you doing your first deal, then being like a solopreneur, like a lone wolf type of thing. The next step is building a team. And a lot in the beginning of the team building, it's annoying because you were making more when you were a lone wolf because you had more time just to focus on just the hustle, you know, but you're not scaled. What advice can you give me about the team building as someone who's been running a team for a little bit? Like, what do you like about it? What are the struggles?
So I like helping others. So the liking part's easy. The struggles are that some people just don't work. And in my mind, you could sit there and try to get them to work, but at some point, I think it's just more of like finding the right people that want to work, rather than trying to change people. And I think it's like that way with like life in general. Like, don't try to change anyone. If that's not the person, they just might not be the person for the job, and find somebody who.
Somebody out there is.
There are, and they're definitely out there. It's just the finding is the hardest part.
Yeah, for sure. And then and you like leading all these people?
I do, yeah.
I like it. I'll tell you, I've even had people that I think I led wrong when I first started trying to build a team, and I think I misused a lot of people that could have been good.
Okay.
So I'm still in the process of figuring
it out. Yeah, it takes a little time. I didn't figure it out right away either. Yeah.
Let me ask you, out of all the areas in Philly, where do you have the most action? Where are the people buying these houses, Brett? Where are these people buying?
So right now?
Yeah, where are you moving the most units? That's what I want to know.
So I don't move units in one specific area. Like some agents will like farm an area, and I just never did that. So my deals they're in North Philly, they're in West Philly, they're in Center City, they're in Old City, it's just like one here. And then I go out, like today I was out in Doylestown and Buckingham, which was really, really far. And they just come from all over. I don't know if there's some, I do work with a lot of investors. I'd say like most of them are either looking in like 19122 zip code, which is like Old Kensington, right?
Everyone, so many people love 22.
Yeah.
The new construction, that's a spot. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, and then some in West Philly, like near Penn. A lot of people want to be there, but I don't say there's like one specific area, at least that I've noticed.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Me, I move around all throughout the city, but I've made the most money in West. I would say I made the most money in West. I like West a lot.
Like what
my
part?
Market.
Like what part of West? Or just all over West?
All over West. There's, the city's only so big, but if you stay in West, you can do a lot of stuff. I've done a lot in the Cobbs Creek area. 19139. People really like as a rental market. I've got a deal right now in Southwest.
Okay.
I like Southwest a lot. It's like one of my favorite Lowe's markets.
Yeah. I just did a rental in 19139. It was actually nice. Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you, Brett, you just said you work with a bunch of investors. I only work with investors. I'm a friggin' wholesaler. How are you and I going to make some dang money together? What the hell?
No, we probably can. So what I run into a lot is I do a lot of listings.
Yeah.
So I do work with investors also, but a lot of the investors I end up giving to people on my team. But what happens with me is I run into people who want to sell their property, but they don't want to use an agent because they just want to like do it quick and get rid of it. And at that point, in the past, I've basically just like walked away. Not always. I did end up working with some wholesalers to do it, but that's probably like the main way that I deal with wholesalers basically together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we should definitely be doing some deals. Next time you get one of these beater properties,
Okay.
we wholesale it together, man. You tell this guy, hey, listen, I don't deal with these things, but I got a wholesaler. I got an off-market guy. He'll take care of you, tip top magoo.
Yeah, we could definitely do that because I really don't have anyone directly that I do that with.
You don't? Oh, well,
Nah.
I'd like to, let's make some money together. I have a ton of agent relationships, actually.
Yeah.
I do one on-market deal a month, every single month,
Okay.
just for marketing purposes alone.
Okay.
Like, just to talk to different people,
Yeah.
and to build different relationships and stuff.
Sounds
So,
good.
I definitely would like to do some deals for you. And if I ever have anything that you have a move for, you by all means say, Nick, I got an investor for this.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. What do you have any? Because you're negotiating, you're getting these listings, and especially if it's like a new rehab or new construction, I'm sure it's super competitive to get these listings, man. What would you suggest? Like, what negotiating tips or what strategies, or like what advice would you give to a younger realtor trying to get these listings or compete with you?
Okay. So I guess the main thing is like what I've learned is like, and I've seen other agents, they walk into these houses and meet the people and they're like too real estate. They're too like worried about the real estate part. And what I saw somebody do once and then kind of followed that method is don't even talk about real estate. Like just go in there and like learn about them, listen to them, hear what's going on in their life, compare stories with them, and just like build a relationship versus the real estate part of it. So I work for Compass. It's supposedly it's the #1 real estate agency, but nobody knows that. When I walk into a house and I say I'm with Compass, they're like, we never heard of them. Before that, I worked at Berkshire Hathaway. The same thing. It's one of the biggest ones, but nobody knew who they were.
Yeah.
But they know you. So I tell people to market themselves rather than the real estate and the company you're with, and just market yourself. And then once they like you, they feel comfortable and they're going to use you. And when I have to compete against other people, again, like that's the main way that I like set myself up.
So you don't say, I'll sell at 25 grand more than this other guy.
I mean, I've done that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've done it, but that comes like last.
Yeah, that's a last resort.
Usually I just walk in and they might say I'm meeting with 3 other people, and I usually by the time I walk out of there just get it because they like me.
Yes, you sell yourself.
Not every time, but like that happens so many times, and then they just cancel the other appointments.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's usually what I do. But yeah, I've done the other thing also. And I'm not that greedy, so like, whereas some agents are, if I can help somebody out for like a little less, I'm totally willing to do it. I'll just do more of them, and that's kind of
volume.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you rather do a new construction home or a new rehab? What's easier to sell? New construction, probably.
Yeah, especially since a lot of them have like these like offices where you basically just pass the person off to the office and you get paid for it. Yeah.
Cool.
But I definitely do more rehabs than new construction. Yeah.
What advice could you give everybody about, building a successful real estate business? You probably have a ton of good systems in place to get all the inbound deals coming at you.
Yeah, so I guess a couple things. Like one, it's a career and not like a day-to-day business. So like you meet somebody, whether you're listing or helping them buy a house or you just meet them, you're kind of like putting them into like a system where like you're going to constantly follow up. You can't manually follow up with every single person at all time once you get going. So you have to like have a CRM that like sends them emails or texts, but like creative, not all real estate, the same type thing. How are you doing? And just like follows them along the path. I guess the other thing is I did things different than other people. I hate like open houses. where I sit there and waste my weekend sitting there hoping that one great person walks in, where I could like spend 2 hours at the pool working for 2 hours trying to find someone versus hoping someone walks in.
That's smart. Everyone who's living here has got some money.
Right.
So, like they could maybe want that.
Right, whether it's here or like on a beach or sitting on my computer and like trying to find people different through social media, it just always worked better for me. So I didn't like, I guess my advice is like, don't listen to everything that everyone tells you they did that worked. Everybody's different, and yeah, just kind of like adapt to what works for you.
Cool, and that's good advice. Do you have like any real estate mentors in the city?
Not really. I mean, so
I'm
like
my own mentor. He says.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, so like my parents, I grew up living with realtors. Originally it was my mom, and then my dad got into it. So I kind of like, they're definitely like the mentors because I just like lived with it, and they're very good at it. So I guess them, but at this point, like now, I try to be different than every other real estate agent just because that's what's worked.
Yeah,
so I don't really have anyone that
you look up to their business, this and that.
no, I kind of just like work on myself and try to like outperform myself, not someone else. But
Cool.
But there are some great people that do it. It's not my thing. How about you?
Jerry Norton. Jerry, he doesn't live in Philly or anything like
I've heard of him.
Jerry Norton, that's how I learned wholesale, by watching his YouTube channel.
Okay.
I love Jerry Norton.
Where does he live? Do you know?
He moves around all over the place. Right now he lives in Puerto Rico for tax purposes. But he's the best real estate investor that there is, as far as I'm concerned. Like his whole style and his whole business model, as far as like big time wholesalers and flippers, he never leaves his house. He's got like 10 kids. He's only with his family. Like he moves every year.
Right.
Like everything's virtual. He's got a good little setup. You know, he's got no office. So that's kind of where I look to be.
Okay. And he's highly successful.
He's the number one person in all of investment YouTube.
Okay.
It's not questionable. He's the number one person as far as subscribers go and views on his content. And as far as the deals that he does, no one's making more. No, in my game at least. No, in the wholesaling and flipping market, no one's making more money than Jerry.
Okay.
That I know of, at least.
I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah. So I just whatever he says to do, I follow it like the law, and I shut my mouth. You know, stay in my little lane.
Yeah. Yeah. Any others, or you want to do one more?
Yeah. What's your favorite? So it's not too real estate-y. What is your favorite restaurant in this damn city?
So I get asked this question all the time. There's so many good restaurants. I can't say I like have a favorite. I guess I like seafood and Japanese food, and
then I like your style.
Yeah.
Japanese is my favorite.
I like Double Knot. I don't think it's probably the best sushi restaurant, but it's just like a cool place. They have a great happy hour. So I'll go with that for now. But it's not like I'm dying to go there every day. But I do. It is. I like going there.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't think it's super questionable. I think it's not arguable. Mulheron's is the best restaurant.
That is
in the
really
city.
good.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Good luck arguing that.
No, I've been there several times. It's good.
It's the best. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I love Tuna Bar. I get Tuna Bar at least a good once a week. I love that place. That's my favorite sushi in the city.
Okay.
I do love sushi.
I went there.
And Cafe Le Monde, if you're doing
I like that too.
for breakfast or brunch, you gotta go to the Cafe Le Monde. It's one of the highest Yelp reviewed places, I think, like in the country or something.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been there like 3 times in the last month. Every real estate agent or like mortgage lender,
That's where they want to be.
they always want to meet there. So,
It's funny.
Yeah.
All my business lunches are there. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
and
saying
I post pictures and everyone's like, "You're at Cafe Le Monde again?" And I'm like, "I didn't choose it. It was."
There's so much business that gets done at that place. That's just why
Yeah.
I'm saying you got to consider it.
Yeah, I didn't go there 7 times last month by choice. I was asked to go there. Yeah, but anyway, like I learned a lot today. Thanks for sitting down. Tell everybody like how they could get a hold of you.
Yeah, all right. Best way to get a hold of me is on Instagram, Nick Wholesales Houses. If you want to buy any of my deals, my link is in my bio. If you want to learn to wholesale some real estate and make this money while you sit on your couch with your girl, book a coaching call with me, regardless of your financial situation. I'll get you straight with the program, put you on, and that's it. And you can find me on Facebook also, obviously.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
My man, thank you so much for having me.
We will definitely speak further.
Perfect. All right.
All right. Thanks.